Sister-in-law called the cops on me, so I refused to babysit her kids, and now her life is falling apart. For 3 years, my sister-in-law Vanessa and I had the perfect babysitting arrangement. We started it during the pandemic, when everyone's childcare fell apart. She'd watch my 7-year-old twins 3 days a week. I'd take her 2 kids the other days. No money changed hands, just family helping family. It saved us both thousands in daycare costs and worked flawlessly for years. Then Vanessa completely lost her mind over something incredibly stupid. Last month, I couldn't take her kids because my son spiked a 102-degree fever. I texted her at 7 a.m. with plenty of notice, explaining the situation and apologizing. She absolutely flipped out, started ranting about how I was unreliable and selfish for leaving her hanging, accused me of making excuses and not caring about her work schedule. I was shocked. In 3 years, this was maybe the 3rd cancellation, always for legitimate reasons. I tried explaining my kid was literally burning up with fever, but she wasn't hearing it. Fine, whatever. I figured she'd cool off like adults do after a day or two. The following Tuesday, I dropped my twins at her place like I'd done hundreds of times before. Vanessa answered the door, smiled, even waved from the window as I drove away. Everything seemed completely normal. I head to work. I'm a preschool teacher at a daycare center. My 40-minute commute means phone on silent while driving because I'm not an idiot who texts and drives. Around 10:30, I finally check my phone during our morning snack break. 23 missed calls, dozens of texts, all from Vanessa. The first messages, sent just minutes after I'd left, said she'd changed her mind about watching my kids because she was still upset about Thursday. Then the tone shifted completely. She started bitching about me ignoring her calls and texts. The messages got increasingly unhinged as time went on. The final text made my blood run cold. "You have exactly 30 minutes to pick up your kids or I'm calling police for child abandonment." I immediately called her, hands literally shaking. She answered with this smug, satisfied tone. "Oh, now you answer. Too late. I already called them." "Vanessa, what the hell? I was driving to work. My phone was on silent. Should have checked before dumping your kids on me. Maybe next time you'll think twice about being unreliable." I tried explaining that I work with children for a living. Any police report involving abandonment allegations would destroy my career. She knew this. We'd discussed it before. She didn't care. "Should have thought about that before ignoring me," she said, then hung up. I raced back to her house, breaking every speed limit. My boss was understanding but concerned. This situation could affect my job even if no charges were filed. When I arrived, 2 police cruisers were parked outside, lights flashing. My twins stood on the porch looking absolutely terrified while Vanessa talked to officers like she was the victim in some horrible crime. I wanted to throw up seeing my kids like that. I approached calmly, despite wanting to scream at Vanessa. "There's been a misunderstanding. We have a long-standing babysitting arrangement, but I didn't see her messages until I was at work." One officer looked skeptical. "You didn't see messages for over an hour?" "I was driving, then working with preschoolers. Phone was silent. I came immediately when I saw them." Vanessa interjected. "I told her I couldn't watch them today. She should have checked her phone first. This is completely on her." The rage I felt was indescribable. This woman had called police on family, potentially ruining my career over petty revenge. The officers clearly didn't want family drama involvement. After more questions, one said, "This sounds like communication breakdown. No crime committed, so no reports filed. Just make sure this doesn't happen again." They left. As I buckled my kids in, Vanessa yelled across the yard, "Maybe next time you'll check your phone. This was your fault." I didn't respond. Opening my mouth would have gotten cops called back. That was 3 weeks ago and the last time Vanessa ever saw my children. 2 days later, she had the audacity to text, asking if we could go back to normal schedule. I told her exactly where to shove that idea. Now her life is completely falling apart, and honestly, I'm enjoying every second. Without free childcare, Vanessa scrambled for alternatives. Daycare centers have waiting lists. Babysitters cost $20 hourly. Her work schedule became impossible to maintain. She started missing important meetings, leaving early constantly, bringing kids to work when desperate. Her boss wasn't sympathetic at all. Last week, she got fired. Now she's sending guilt trip messages about her kids suffering because of my selfishness. She's behind on rent, stressed out of her mind, applying for minimum wage jobs just to pay bills. Too bad, Vanessa. Actions have consequences. You chose to blow up a beneficial arrangement over petty revenge. You chose to involve police and potentially destroy my career over hurt feelings. Hope it was worth it.